dinner with a game developer.
Hey guys,
Hello!
are
Hi.
we ready to start?
Of course, dude.
All
Yes.
right.
I'm always ready for you. I mean, I'm just
Alright.
always ready in
We're
general.
always ready. All
Yeah.
right, let's go ahead. All right, hey guys, welcome to Next to Nothing, the show where we talk about gaming on a budget. Let me adjust some things so you can see the beautiful faces here before you. I'm gonna
Hi.
let I guess I'll introduce myself. I'm Danny K. I'm the host and founder. Can I say I'm the founder of this show? I'm going to.
You can say whatever you want, Dad.
I'm going to. I'm going to say I'm the founder of the show here on twitch.tv/DannyK. I also have a handsome gentleman with me.
Hi,
Hi, I'm
Ren.
Spec.
Yeah, no. Never mind.
Guys,
I mean,
Spec-
he is the handsome gentleman. Okay,
Oh
sorry.
yes.
Spec has some things to tell us, guys.
Yes.
Oh yes. Continue.
Oh, no, go for it. You're the handsome
Oh, I'm
gentleman.
the handsome. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Hard here. Okay. Well, hi. I'm the most handsome gentleman on this show. I'm Spectissa, RPG and creative streamer, and dragged here against my will. Just kidding. But yeah.
Hi, I'm Ren. I'm obviously a female, and I exist.
And I
Hello.
exist. Also, I'm not sure if that's a Mickey Mouse impression or... that's
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can you put a little bit more southern on it so you can be Spectissa?
No.
Hey, I'm not. Okay.
Wish.
All right.
A little
Oh,
bit
man.
more. I mean, you gotta exaggerate so it's a good impression. All good impressions have exaggerations.
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
This is a really smooth start to the show.
No, we're transitioning exceedingly well. I'm proud of us.
So yeah, guys, this is Next to Nothing, the show where we talk about gaming on a budget when the wallet is thin. We help you choose what to waste your time on and not your money. How are you guys doing? How's Ryan and Spec?
I'm wonderful, dude. I'm actually having a great day. I can't complain. Yeah, it's going good. I'm like trying to think of something specifically great, but overall, it's just a good day. So I
Just a
can't
good
complain.
day.
Yeah, dude, it's just like one of those days. That's not bad. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
It's not bad. Oh yeah.
His house didn't
So-
burn down. There wasn't an earthquake.
Dude, yes. I haven't even heard like any fire or anything. I would say it's cooling down, but it's not. But there's no fires. I'm not on fire, so I'll take it.
you are currently,
I'll take it.
you are currently not on fire, so you are good.
Hell yeah.
Well, I'm also currently not on fire, but you know, I've had a pretty good day. Obviously in a different location, kind of doing the podcast on the go at my parents' house currently. So
Well, I was gonna say not on fire, but girl, you looking hot
Ooh,
with them
thank
new
you.
highlights and everything.
oh
thank
yeah, popping. You're looking beautiful, my beard.
Thanks. Oh man.
I am currently battling some sort of throat and head cold. So if you guys see me sucking on one of these, or hear me sucking
Ooh.
on one of these, you know.
Oh, a cough drop.
Cough
oh,
drop.
right.
What? What do
What?
I?
Nothing.
No,
What are you implying there,
No,
Ryan?
no, let's move on. Let's talk about video games.
Just talking about some video games. That's right. Who wants to start? I can start. And if you guys want me to, otherwise, Ren or
You
Spec, go for it.
Papa John's.
either way.
All right. Well, I probably shouldn't pop in a cough drop then if I'm about to talk. So I played a game off of Twitch Prime. I got it for free from Twitch Prime called Observer. Go ahead and mute that here, and we can go and do that here. So Observer is a story-based horror game. I said I got it from Twitch Prime. Which let me go ahead and I'll do a little command in the chat here. If you guys don't know what Twitch Prime is, there you go, right there in the chat. So yeah, it was free. I think it might still be free. Like I said, it's a it's a it's a story-based horror game. You play a detective named Dan Lazarski, right?
It is.
Or something
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
similar, very Polish sounding, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
And also, it's still on for free.
It's still for free on Prime.
Today is the last day.
Okay, so yeah, guys, get it today if you haven't gotten it yet. Is the video going? Okay, it is. All right. So yeah, it's a first-person game. It's story-based. You play a detective named Dan, who is what they call an observer in this universe, which means he has the ability to basically plug into other people's brains and see their memories. This game is very. I'm gonna first say there is a warning for those who are prone to seizures on this game, and I highly suggest if you are prone to seizures to take heed of that warning. There were times my eyes were killing me from all the flashing and the glitching. Like the first night I streamed it, I had to take about a 5-minute break. Oh hey, and like I should, be professional and make sure we're not talking about Hollow Knight. We're talking about Observer.
Oh man,
Observer.
But yeah, I do remember I played this drunk on stream a while back. Yeah, there were so many times where I was just like screaming, if you have seizures at anything like this, don't watch. Please, for the love of God, don't watch. I don't want you to be dead.
It is killer on the eyes. I tell you
yes.
what.
It is. It's really rough.
The flashing and the glitchiness of all the things on this game were insane. All in all, I actually enjoyed this. I think this was actually a really good deal for the. I mean, it's like 6 hours. As far as I know, there's 2 endings. I think Ren, me and you talked about this while I was streaming. Yeah. There are only 2 endings, I think.
Okay.
So a couple of the things with the game is you have like 3 versions of your vision. 4. You have your regular vision, the way you and I look. Then there's the like electromagnetic vision, which shows all like the screens and microchips and everything like that in your area. Biovision, which shows like blood and hair and stuff like that. And then there's also like the night vision. So those are like the 3 main things that you're gonna like need. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory, or you figure it out as you go along. There's not a lot of other like controls. Like you can crouch, but there's no jumping. You can sprint, but that's it's not like you need to sprint everywhere. A lot of exploration, a lot of talking to people, trying to figure out what's going on in this. You're stuck in an apartment complex after. This isn't a spoiler because it's revealed to you like in the first 5 minutes of the game. But yeah, what happens is your estranged son calls you one day while you're in your car, your cop car, and you find his location and go to the apartment that he's in, and high strangeness and murder ensues, and it's your goal to figure out the murder. Yeah, overall, like the story was really enjoyable. It took a little bit for me to like kind of understand. I was piecing it together as I was kind of going through. I'm like, oh, this guy, he must be hiring this dude or working with this dude, and then that's why they were murdered. Something went wrong here. It was very, if you like piecing things together, if you're someone that likes watching crime shows, this is your jam. It's got a really interesting cyberpunk aesthetic. Everything looks good, runs well. Other than that, like I don't have any complaints except for that it's a very, very, very trippy game, and you won't stop saying what. I like literally during the stream, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? Like, why? What is this? Why is there this thing on my screen? I'm like, oh, okay. All right. There was one sequence, actually, I will say, there was one sequence where it was like basically like a stealth thing. This is when part of the reason I also took a break was like I was getting frustrated with it because it didn't explain to me like the rules of essentially the little game that we were playing in the sequence. Ren, you might remember it as you're like in a cornfield.
Yes. Yeah.
That was so incredibly frustrating for me because it wasn't. Yeah. Because I was looking, I'm like, I'm not sure what the rules are. Is it based on movement? Is it based on like a cone of vision?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it took me 5 or 6 tries, and like I finally just like dead sprinted, the last
Yeah, that's
run.
what I did immediately off the start. Because I saw it and I was like, this is gonna suck. I'm just gonna book it. And
Yeah.
I tried and I think it took me 2 tries. But
Really? It
I
took me
ended-
like 5 tries because I was also trying to like stealth it and be like, sneaky snake,
Yeah.
sneaky snake,
Well,
sneaky snake.
I thought about stealthing it, and then like, I guess I technically got caught 3 times. The first time I got caught right off the bat when I was trying to stealth, and I was like, well, obviously that's not gonna work.
Mhm.
Feels bad, man. So I just like I tried to book it, and I think the next time I failed, and then the next time I succeeded. I don't know.
Yeah.
I do remember that part was a little frustrating though.
But
Just-
the sequences, I don't know about you, but I felt pretty satisfied with a lot of the sequences. There was one where it wouldn't give it where I tried to hack into a door, because you can hack into the doors and get the codes, but it didn't give me the last 2 numbers.
yeah.
And there was one where there's like an area where like I hit a button and it displayed the numbers, but I'm like, it didn't click in my brain
Mm-hmm.
that like it was like those 2 numbers. I'm like, because they were kind of suggestive numbers for a risque area of the apartment. I
Yeah.
feel like you're following me now as I'm saying it. Do you
Yeah.
remember? And
Yeah, I got
as
you.
as soon as it like clicked in my brain, I'm like, wait, no! And like I ran
What?
back up the stairs and like hit the T. I'm like, whoa! I am a motherfucking detective! Right? That's what it
Yeah.
felt like. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was satisfying. There were like a lot of satisfying spots. I think, like I said before, I think there's only 2 endings. I don't know if I necessarily want to go back and do the other ending that I got.
I would honestly recommend just watching a video
Yeah.
more than anything, because like it's a lot of effort to go back through it, and like it's a really enjoyable game for a like a single playthrough. I don't necessarily know about replay value.
Yeah,
I can't really see too much of that. Everything for the most part is more of like an experience rather than just like, oh, but there's choices and like you can make actual decisions that are really important.
Yeah, there's not a lot of like important like turning points for this.
Yeah, it's fairly linear.
Yeah, I think what may happen if I'm gonna replay this, I might do it for like a Halloween stream.
Mm-hmm.
Get drunk on my birthday and play it for Halloween.
Oh my god!
Which
I will tell you this: this game is 1,000 times better if you're plastered. Oh my god! I have never had so much fun in a horror game than I had with this one while drunk. Because I played a lot of horror games drunk. This one was probably my favorite. Yeah. Oh man, I just remember walking through an office and like it was spooky. Like it was all super spooky. And I was like, oh god, no! And then I ran across the radio that was just playing really nice music, and I just couldn't help but like dance with it. And I was just like, yeah, dude, I'm into this. And then people were like, just move on. I'm like, no, I don't want to. Oh man, but yeah, I do think this game is really good for sure. It's definitely something I would recommend. I bought it at like full price, and I recommend it at that too.
Yeah, so you got 2 endorsements here. Last day, if you have Twitch Prime, pick it up.
Yes.
Do it quick, claim that offer. It takes you like a second if you have Twitch Prime. Do it.
Definitely.
Yep. Spec, have you played this game or watched anyone play this game at all?
I have not. Actually, this is my first time hearing about it, but it sounds right up my alley. So I'm probably going to pick it up, actually. You said Twitch Prime?
Yep.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple other games that came out with Twitch Prime again today. Let's see, what else did I picked up? I grabbed something. Claimed something.
I do just want to like say something about this game, and it was something I didn't really even think about until just now. So you have like this medication that you take that essentially like removes the film grain that you have a lot of times. Honestly, it seemed pretty much like a pointless thing to have in the game. I didn't really understand the reasoning behind it at all. It just seemed like an extra thing that didn't do much of anything.
Yeah, no, you actually make a really good point with that. Like I found myself doing it occasionally when I remember when I went to go look at the log.
Yes.
That's
it. That was the only time when I did it. Was like I'd be like, I haven't done this in an hour, and then I just like would do it, and then honestly, for a bit, it would even get worse. And I was just like, well, what the fuck was the point, dude? I don't understand.
Yeah, that's something if like they do like an observer too.
Yeah.
And that might be something like maybe make that resource a little bit more scarce and actually make it like valuable.
Yeah, make it actually worth something.
Yeah.
Because it didn't seem like there was any importance to it whatsoever.
Or like
I didn't notice anything.
Yeah, I noticed like nothing. Well, and of course it doesn't work at, or it's not required at certain sequences anyways.
Right. When you're actually like hacking into a brain, like it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So like, and that's half the game right there.
Yeah.
So
just
for the most part, it
about.
just seems like an added thing just to tack on.
Yeah.
That was the one thing I really didn't understand.
Yeah, that is one thing. If they were doing Observer 2, if they were doing some sort of sequel to this game, which I don't know if they really could.
I don't know. I would like to see this game like expanded on. Like I really would. I could definitely see this game being 1,000 times better. Like easily like a $60 title if they went with like this is like one chapter of like a story. Like I could have easily seen this be like broken up into like an actual detective game where you're not even like so much like I need to find my son or whatever, but like there's a killer, like a serial killer on the loose. I need to like find out who he's targeting and why.
Yeah.
And like hack through those people. That would be so much more interesting. I found the game really interesting in the first place, but like having extra chapters would have been awesome.
Yeah, because I mean, there's like enough in the world that interested me. I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind seeing more of this stuff played out.
Yeah, like I feel like the entire like mechanic and idea is awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's just like so much of the game is it's all in this one place. Really, like you start in a car, but you drive to like the hotel,
the apartment,
and then the rest of the game, the apartment building, and then pretty much the rest of the game is there. There's one other time when you go somewhere different. Well, I guess there's two, but one of them's literally like 10 feet away.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, I could have just went on that adventure. I want to see more of this world. They give you a lot of like things to look at, like this poster right here.
Yeah.
And like things like that. And it's like, yeah, I want to see more about what this world like has to offer. I want to see more like people. Because you see what, 2? Maybe?
2 or
1
3.
or 2?
2 or 3.
Oh, yeah. Not including dead people.
Yeah, well, I was talking.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Kind of depends on which perspective in which you're.
You're right. Yeah, but I don't know. I would like to see more of like the actual environment and like environmental storytelling. I'm a fan of that, at least.
Yeah. I mean, the storytelling is kind of spoon-fed too a little bit. Because it's all kind of. I mean, some of it you do have to like piece together depending on like. You know, you have to like hack in the brains and stuff like that. If you're not reading the personal computers, you're not really getting all their like relationships until like the very, very end.
Yeah.
Like the one.
And this is this scene right here. I'm sorry, but this is pretty much what I was talking about. That tattoo parlor is like another section that you go to at a certain point of the game. It's like 20 feet away.
Yeah.
Like it's literally in the same area as the apartment buildings.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the courtyard of the apartment building. Yeah, it's like you have
to. Exactly.
In the terms of the map, you have to go through the lobby of the apartment building to get into it.
Yeah. I don't know. I found that to be a little weird. The game is really enjoyable. I don't really have a problem with the game. I think it's great.
Yeah.
But like, I wish that it was just more expansive.
And it's trippy as fuck. It's just like.
Yes. Yes.
What?
That was by far my favorite thing. What? I love trippy games.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah, like, I definitely recommend this to anybody that's even like thinking about getting it.
Yeah, and then look for it on a Steam sale if you don't have Twitch Prime. It'd be what I suggest. So yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I think we've kind of danced around Observer. Otherwise, we're gonna start. Otherwise, we're gonna probably start like doing spoilers. We don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
Unless we do. Unless you want me to put a spoiler warning up.
Nah, it's fine.
Because I have a feeling both you and I took the same ending.
Actually, yeah, we could talk about that if you want. It's up to you. It's entirely up to you. Because I took a ending, and I don't know if it was necessary. Well, nah, it probably was like the general pick ending, I guess.
Yeah, I think we'll we'll talk about this off stream, and then maybe we'll talk
Yeah.
about it next week or something like that if we have some time.
Yeah, for sure.
But we can go ahead and we can move on to something else.
For sure, dude. For sure. I played Hyperlight Drifter. That game, oh my god. This game is a game that I both like and also despise at the same time. There's a lot of really good things about it. The biggest downfall to it by far, if you saw at that start, the biggest downfall that I have with it is that it's a game maker studio game. And the problem with that is, like, the game itself is, one, beautiful. That game is gorgeous. But the actual framework that it's built on isn't really strong and compatible with this game. I found when I played this game, the first time I played it a while back, but the first time I was experiencing like really weird slowdowns in gameplay and stuff like that. And for those who don't know what Hyperlight Drifter is, it's kind of like a very responsive, it's meant to be a very responsive action adventure game. Kind of think of it like a Zelda, but a lot more dark, I guess is the right word. We're probably going to see some of the first cutscene, hopefully. It looks gorgeous. Oh my god, this game looks absolutely beautiful. But the biggest problem I had with it, by far, was slowdowns. This game it's essentially like, you start off in like your own little section of the game that's not really ever touched on again. But you start there, and it's kind of just meant to show you how like combat works and things like that. Just like a really basic tutorial. And it doesn't really tell you how any of it works. But pretty much immediately after that, you get placed in like a hub world, essentially. Where am I going with this? Hold on. What was I gonna say? So yeah, as you can see, it's like pretty dark. Basically, you play a character, and the character doesn't really have a name. A lot of this storytelling in this is not even like said through text, which is a really weird. It's interesting, but it's a really weird dynamic where, like, when you have a conversation with somebody, instead of like them talking to you, you see pictures of like what happened. So like, you'll see a picture of a man that's like owning like a store or something like that, and then the next picture is like the entire city gets ransacked, and he's like trying to take whatever goods that he can, and like the next picture is like him just getting out of the city, but the entire city is on fire, and it's just destroyed. This game, oh my god, this game looks beautiful. But you essentially play a warrior that's not even really named. A lot of it's super vague, and I feel like that's a big problem of it. But the combat, when it works, is great. I actually really like it. When there's slowdowns, it kind of feels bad, but it's really good. I did really enjoy this game. I only experienced slowdowns maybe once or twice through the game, but they were kind of a buzzkill. Also, because of how open it is, you can tend to like take harder routes than you like want to, because it's really open. There's no real direction that you get like given. So I do know a few people, like, it essentially starts out with a hub world, and in the middle of the map there's like essentially like points of direction that you can go, like up, down, left, and right. Up is where you're supposed to go, and it's kind of like the, not necessarily a tutorial area, but like your first stage. But you can really go anywhere. You can go to the right, you can go left, wherever. I know a lot of people that went to the right, and that's one of the harder stages. And like, it's so much more brutal if you try to take that route, because you're just not used to the gameplay or anything like that. This is essentially like the start of the game right here. Yeah. You have this little companion. The little companion essentially like activates things for you, and whether it's like elevators, things like that. But it's essentially, you go to a section of the map, you try to collect as many things as possible, and then you fight the boss there. That's pretty much the gist of the gameplay. The base gameplay is actually really fun. Like, controls are responsive. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. There's like its own dodging mechanic. I think probably the biggest problem I had with this, and I think they actually fixed it recently, was when I first started playing this. because it was on Game Maker Studio, they had it set at a 30 FPS cap. And that doesn't sound like a big deal, but for like a really responsive game, it gives you a lot less window of time to react to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like in that 60 FPS, you have like double the frames to actually see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I do know that they added like a 60 FPS patch, and when I tried it out, it felt a lot smoother. But that was probably like the biggest problem at the time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of more things I want to talk about specifically on this game, but so much of it's really like vague with its storytelling, and it's not a bad thing. It's not at all, because a lot of it's like you piece it together for yourself, and then you kind of like you figure it out for yourself, and I think that's great. I don't really like hand holding for storytelling. I'm not a fan of it, but yeah. I found it to be good. I didn't find it to be the best game I've ever played by far.
What does it retail for?
Retails for 20 on normal, like on normal pricing, but whenever it goes on sale, it goes on sale for half off for 10. I could definitely recommend this for 10 easily. I don't think the problems are that big of a deal.
Yeah.
For 20, it's a little bit more sketchy. I would say if it's like a game that you look at and you're like, I kind of want to play this game, I would say, yeah. Mm-hmm. I would definitely pick it up.
So, yeah, for when it goes on sale, this is definitely a pickup. What is the replayability of this game? Is there like multiple endings? Is there a new game plus?
There is the new game plus. Actually, that is something I want to talk about a little bit too. Mm-hmm. There is a new game plus, and in the base game, I think you start off the start with like 5 health or something like that, and whenever you get hit, you lose 1. I think there's like certain enemies that take out 2. But New Game Plus doesn't actually, like... New Game Plus takes your health down to 2. And because this game's like a platformer, if you, like, fuck up on a platform, you lose half of your health. And then it's just, like... You feel really bad about it. Like, it feels rough. But, I think that's a little bit of a problem with the New Game Plus. But I can definitely see how people would be like, that's okay. I don't really mind that. I think it's good. I think it's definitely good. I think instead of like them removing health, they should have probably just increased damage values of like enemies, because you shouldn't get super punished by like just barely missing a platform by losing half of your health pool. That seems a little bit overkill.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's just for me personally. I definitely think that like if the enemies had more damage instead of like just reducing your health pool, then yeah, I could definitely say that'd be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beck, what are you thinking?
Well, I really like the look of the game. I was saying in chat that it kind of reminds me a little bit of Homestuck from the look of it. I actually have heard of this game, but I have not played it at all. But I guess I don't know if it's because it reminds me of Homestuck that it kind of makes me want to play it. But kind of almost like the MS Paint, but good.
Yeah, I definitely do like it for the art style. Like, if you want to play this game for the art style, I heavily recommend it, because there's a lot of like really interesting animations and things like that, and just like a lot of environmental areas will actually have those giant monsters that you see at the start. Like, you'll see some of them covered in snow and stuff like that, and they look really beautiful, honestly. Like, they look really good for like a pixelated game. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you want to look at this game at an art perspective, I would definitely 100% say it's a 10 out of 10. I've never really been like, I don't know about this game, about that.
Yeah, the aesthetics and everything look absolutely gorgeous. You know, it's an attractive aesthetic. The art is attractive. It seems like the animations are well done.
Yeah,
which helps the gameplay. I haven't really played games like this, so I don't know much about the gameplay or what to do in games like this and how to judge them. So I'm gonna kind of leave that to you, Ren.
Yeah, I definitely say it's worth getting. I really do. It's difficult to a certain degree. I wouldn't say it's like the world's hardest game, but it's definitely, if you're not reactive enough to the gameplay, it can be really challenging. I definitely, when I first started playing, it was a little bit difficult, but when I tried it again today, I didn't really have a problem with it. It felt like relatively smooth. I think they like smoothed out pretty much most of the kinks in terms of like gameplay problems.
Mm-hmm.
I think they did. Because so far it looks a lot better, at least. From what I experienced, it felt a lot better. I didn't experience any slowdowns at periods where I normally would. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So far, I felt really good about this game. I definitely would recommend it on sale. If it's not on sale, I would say if it looks like a game you'd be interested in, consider it.
Mm-hmm.
But if it was on sale for any price that wasn't 20, I would pick this up for 15 without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Anything below 15 is like, yes, by all means pick it up.
How old
But
is this game?
$20, I'm just a little bit iffy on it. I think it's, let me check. I'm not actually super sure. I think it's 2 to 3 years old. It looks really good for its time, but then again,
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to like pixelated style gameplay, age doesn't really super matter that big of a deal.
Yeah, well, I'm just imagining, depending on Steam sales.
Yeah, it was released on 2016. I did a Steam sale history. On Steam, they sold it for at max half off.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about on other platforms. I just noticed that like they tend to sell it on summer sales, and they sold it in January, February, and March. I think they sold it once a month each for half off.
Do you think we're going to see this on Amazon soon?
On Amazon, maybe. I would actually love to see this game as like a as a Prime game. I really would. I feel like this would definitely fit as like a Twitch Prime game.
I was referring to what we're going to talk about later.
Oh, I would love to talk about that too. Oh man. But yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Yep. That's pretty much all I want to talk about it. Yeah. Also, if you ever see this game on Humble, get it by far.
Yeah.
If you can even
Humble
pick this game
or
up for a little bit.
Chrono.gg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, and this is also like the style of how it does dialogue. Was like where you see like that picture box.
Mm-hmm.
That's essentially how it does dialogue. Is like it'll show you a picture and then like a couple others just to like give you an idea of what's happening.
Okay. So like monster and then this location on the map, so you're like, oh, I gotta kill that monster over there.
Yeah, that's how it does like certain things like that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the harder like sections, and you might see a couple of like reasons why it's a little bit difficult. I don't know if we'll see it yet. I know that there's a specific part in this section of the map that was like, dude, this is way too difficult for like what it's meant to be. But overall, I think it's great.
Cool.
I really do. Yeah. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it for me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else I want to talk about.
Spec, did you have anything you wanted about this?
Actually, this is what I mean in terms of like design. That's like a giant monster with like a sword that's just like hanging out in the background. It's beautiful.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I definitely want to play it. I think it is the art style more so than the game. Like I don't like super duper reactive games because I just get frustrated. But as long as the art holds up, for me that's it's worth it in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because if you get frustrated, at least there's something pretty to look at. So
yeah,
very true. Oh,
yeah.
That's actually I forgot to talk about it. The soundtrack is incredible. I can't believe I actually forgot about that. The soundtrack and the visuals are probably the thing that picks it up the most. Because as a gist, the gameplay is relatively basic. It's not necessarily like super crazy or anything, but the audio is amazing.
It's more
if you're like an audiophile.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a very
much
game.
so. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably like those definitely are the two biggest like selling points. If you're interested in like its music, I would say listen to like its OST just a little bit, see if you're interested in it. A lot of the audio tends to like fit well with the scenes. I know that this area specifically, the audio is a little bit weird for it. Like the music doesn't entirely fit, but it sort of does. I don't know. It's a little weird. Every other area, I thought it was great.
Awesome.
But yeah,
Cool.
that pretty much covers it for me.
Spec, you ready?
So I guess my turn.
Yeah. me go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. So I played Stardew Valley, which I kind of feel like the reason I picked this was last week I talked about Slime Rancher, and I've heard that Slime Rancher is actually kind of based off of some elements of Stardew Valley. Um, because apparently you can raise slimes in Stardew Valley, but I actually haven't got to that point yet. I've only played like about 5.5, maybe 6 hours in Stardew Valley so far, and I kind of allotted that much time for myself because I thought that would be enough time to kind of give it a pretty decent review. However, I feel like I've barely scratched the surface on this game because it was a little bit more of a slow burn than I realized that it would be, compared to Slime Rancher for last week, because it kind of, I think I talked about it last week, that Slime Rancher kind of like force fed you a lot of stuff right at the beginning, and then it had like a few hours of just dead, like no new content, and you're just doing the same stuff, and it kind of became tedious. But overall, it was still a pretty good game. But this one is really slow, but it's super steady. So the first week in game time, you maybe make like a handful of discoveries, but you're kind of making them never like bored in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much the premise of the game is you inherit a farm from your dead grandpa, and you pretty much are supposed to go to the farm from the city and just upkeep it and make it pretty good, but you're like a city dweller, so you know next to nothing. So I don't know, I'm really, really enjoying the game so far, because it has a lot more of that storytelling element than Slime Rancher does, and that's the main thing I guess I have to compare it to. So I kind of hesitated in getting this game because sometimes I'm not a super big fan of like the pixelated look for games like this, because I feel like there's like a million of them. And so I was like, you get to choose, like right there, you get to choose your eye color, which is like 2 pixels worth of character, customization. So it's, like, all right, yeah. But, I made my little character and got into it. And that was actually more character customization than Stardew Valley, ever let you have. So I guess that's, a bonus point for me. And I don't know. Like I said, I've spent about like, I'm actually checking my Steam right now. I spent about 5.5 hours in game, and I think in game time I'm only like 3 weeks in. And apparently like one of the quests doesn't happen until like the 3 year mark. I don't want to like give any spoilers, but like there's like a hidden note that you find that says, blank will happen on the dawn of your 3rd year, and it's like I've barely scratched this game. And I still feel like part of it is still tutorial for me, because I still haven't built like a chicken coop yet. Like, it's like for a farm, I don't have any farm animals. It's all turnips. But and
I'm just a
oh my god,
turnip farmer in Ukraine.
yes, and like, well, like I hate that I keep like bringing back Slime Rancher, but like I said, that's like the main thing I had to compare it to. In Slime Rancher, I was just like, okay, I can just run around all day, be as efficient as possible, and plant as many things as I want this day and do this. But in this creator, you only have a certain amount of resources, and there's a certain amount of time in the day that you have to like get work done, and like you can work late, but your energy meter will go down faster. So there's like a lot more layers to it that makes it a little bit more immersive. And kind of as you can see here, that's kind of the style of the dialogue. And then I think there's like over 30 local people that you talk to and get introduced to just in the time that I have been playing the game. And there's like a wizard that lives in a tower in the middle of the woods, which I really like. And I haven't even gotten to this point yet, but there's also like a dating and marriage aspect of the game, because it lists that they're single. So in my Sims experience, that means you can, jump on that, NPC at some point in time.
Have you found your husbando yet?
Not yet, no. But
Oh,
I have my eye on this one. I think his name is Elliot.
Oh my god. Oh, is that the Fabio looking guy?
Yeah.
I think it is.
She got her eye
man.
on him. She's like, yeah, that Elliot. Oh.
Oh yeah, the Elliot with the hair. I gave him a flower and he didn't like it. He said, "I'm not a big fan of this." I'm like, "All right, Elliot." And
Oh man.
so, I gave it a go. But yeah, I wish I had more to say about this game. Apart from that, I really really enjoy it. I actually bought it at its its normal price point, which was about $15, and I'd say it's definitely worth that. I don't know if this game goes on sale, but I don't really think it needs to, because like for this game having this much content, I would definitely buy it for like even 20 or more, because I paid the exact same amount for Slime Rancher, and I can definitely see this is going to give me a lot more gameplay. So I did recommend Slime Rancher, but in comparison to this game, I'm over it. So same kind of elements, same farming, but a lot more immersive. So
Yeah.
I
actually have a ton of things to say on this game too. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Oh, I was just because I haven't played this game, but I'm pretty sure, doesn't it have a multiplayer function?
Yes, it does.
yes.
So that's just like another thing that that adds to the worth of the game, is just having a simple multiplayer function.
Yeah. I would say if you've ever played like Harvest Moon or any game like that, if you played Harvest Moon, it's almost the exact same game. The only difference is like there's a little bit of character customization, but essentially it's the same sort of thing. And if you're even remotely into Harvest Moon, I would definitely say pick this up. It has a lot more depth than Harvest Moon does and a lot of like aspects, but yeah, it's pretty much the same game. If you've played any of those whatsoever, yes, I would definitely ever pick this up. I think it goes on sale for like $10 at times on Steam. I don't know about on other platforms. I think I even got this in like a Humble deal a while back, and I think I gave it away. But oh my god, yeah, you can find this game all over the place on sale. I would say pick it up. It's definitely worth more than 15. I don't know why they even like still market it at 15. I think it's a little bit silly, but whatever, to each their own. The multiplayer is in beta, and there's even like things that you can do to like increase the multiplayer like player capacity. I know some people that have it starts at a base of like 4 players maximum. I've seen people bump it up to like 10 through like just fixing it and stuff like that, just like adding stuff through like its own configuration files and things like that. Yeah, I say it's great. I would definitely recommend picking this game up.
There's also a mod that you can add where you turn your farm into a cannabis farm. I figured I would mention that. I did come across that.
What, do you have to like hide it from the cops? Like the sheriffs come by and it's like, no, I have all these lights for my hydroponic tomatoes. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Hydroponic tomatoes in my greenhouse.
Oh man, yeah. So figured I would add that. I have absolutely no idea, but I do know like a good portion of the game. Sorry, the lighting in here is absolutely awful. But you have to sell your product to a lot of people. So I'm sure that's a way to get gold or whatever.
Oh man,
are you hiding it in blueberries like in that episode of Bob's Burgers?
Yes, oh my gosh. But also, you're talking about the multiplayer function of it. I think one of my complaints about Slime Rancher was how lonely of a game it was, even with the like lack of NPCs. And like this is like just so full of like kind of NPC, and like there's so much stuff going on kind of behind the scenes that you don't really pick up on until you've like visited the town and talked to people multiple times. Like I know that there's like, I forgot who it was, but I think there's one person having an affair with another townsperson, and then there's I forgot the ginger, I think her name's Robin. Like apparently she's like struggling like with parenting, and like her kid is having issues, so like there's like all this like behind the scenes stuff going on that you can keep track of, and it kind of influences some of the personal quests, which is like kind of how you woo people over, I guess, instead of giving them crappy flowers. Elliot didn't like that, so I have to figure out what he likes. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just like super duper excited to play more of this game, and I don't know, maybe get that weed mod, because why not, right?
Man. Why not?
I think
why not?
I think one of the best things about this game is, like, a lot of games you can, like, pick out a problem and, like, just be like, this sucks. This game is really hard to, like, find anything that's, like, specifically bad. It really is. Like, maybe the combat's iffy, but, like, even that's, like, not that big of a deal. You're playing a relatively simplistic farming game. Like, I don't think the combat needs to be crazy.
I'd
Yeah,
say there's
I think
combat.
that's probably... Yeah, there is combat. So you have like a bunch of different ways of making money. You can make money through like mining, fishing, farming, even cooking if you wanted to do that, I guess. Raising animals, stuff like that. But yeah, there's like an entire area that's pretty much almost dedicated to like mining and combat. And it comes in later at the game, but it's interesting. You get a lot of really good stuff there. I don't know. I think the game overall is great. I've never been able to just be like, this sucks. Maybe like the only thing that sucks is like the multiplayer beta at times, but it's beta. And I can't really just be like, don't buy it because beta shit doesn't work. I'm just like, it's not supposed to. It's not going to. It's probably like worth accepting that. But yeah. Overall, I think it's great. I think it's a wonderful game.
How many?
I think the pacing is really good as well, because if you mess up, like for me, I didn't realize about the energy meter, and I just like went to town on the garden the first day, and it doesn't necessarily explain that, but once you messed up, it says, okay, you got to do this, and I really appreciate that, because it kind of lets you discover it without it spoon feeding it to you, but it doesn't kind of let you sit there wondering what you did wrong. Why am I not running around as much? So. I appreciate how it handles that. So,
yeah.
It's on a bunch of platforms. It's on Windows, OS X, Linux, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and Vita. Do you guys know if multiplayer is going to be cross-platform at all, or is it going to all be?
I don't think so. I don't think they have any plans of that. They've had such a hard time because they've been working on multiplayer for years. I'm honestly kind of surprised that they even got it up and running now.
Yeah.
So chances of them doing cross-platform is super unlikely. The only platform that I could maybe see them doing it with is something with Nintendo. Yeah. Because Nintendo, I think, is the one that was all like, hey, we're taking this. We're putting it on Switch. Everything else was like, I think they applied.
Yeah.
But Nintendo actually like called them out and was all like, we need this game. They actually like helped fund the multiplayer setup.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Yeah, so that's what I'm assuming. I'm assuming if they're going to do anything like that, it's going to be something with Nintendo. I don't think any other platforms are going to do it.
Cool. Yeah. Is that... We can come back to this. You guys mind if we take a quick break?
For sure.
All right. Guys, we'll be right back. We can talk about Stardew Valley, and then we have an article we want to talk about, and then we'll do some Q&A. But Danny needs to use the restroom real bad. I've been doing a little bit of a potty dance here, so
oh man.
We'll give ourselves the option to use the restroom quick, guys, and we'll be right back.
boy, I sure do yearn for the abyss. Well, now you can waste your time better with League of Legends. No life and no money? Perfect. League requires neither. Just jump on in and find where you belong. Everyone has a role, like a job, except you won't want to die. Want to swing a sword, launch a rocket, practice witchcraft, kill wildlife, heal a friend, play alone because you have no friends? Whatever, dude, go for it. Wow, my life has purpose now. True and sad. League of Legends. Play it maybe.
Alright, we're back. I'm gonna unmute myself, undeafen myself. There we go. I love that when as soon as I go to use the restroom, I'm gonna go change this too. Go ahead and turn this down. Basically, as soon as I go to use the restroom, an ad plays on the YouTube video that I was using for music, so that's embarrassing.
Oh my god.
Good thing that gets cut out. Good thing I cut that out.
Oh man. That's good.
That's good. That's so good.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry. Like I said, I was doing the potty dance, and like, you know, the worst part about being sick, like the absolute worst part about being sick is the fact that I drink so much. I go through this.
All of the water.
I go through so much liquid. I'll go through like 3 or 4 of these like in like a day part.
Oh my god.
Right, so I'll drink 3 or 4 of those in the morning, right around lunch, and then like in the evening, like right around this time. And so I'm just in and out of the bathroom all the time when I'm sick. And it's like I drink a lot of fluids as it is, so it's like ugh. So back to Stardew. Sorry, I didn't mean to break up the flow, but I'm like I gotta get into the bathroom here in a minute.
No,
oh goodness,
we're good.
my Discord cut out.
Oh. And you like froze on the screen. There you are. There you go. We're back. Gotcha.
Oh man. It was like that perfect pose too. It's
Yeah.
great. Great. It's wonderful.
All right.
Man.
So back to Stardew. I mean, I feel like I cut you guys off short. You guys might have more to say.
I think I pretty much went through everything that I had to say on it. I can't really think of anything specific that I was like, yeah, I need to talk about this.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm good.
Spec? Or is she cut out again?
Hello?
Nope. She's here? She here? Spec?
Oh god, hey.
You wanna
Hello?
Oh gosh.
You want to talk
Welcome
about
back.
Stardew?
Cut out real quick. Oh goodness. Yeah. So do I sound okay, by the way, guys? Because you guys are cutting in and out for me, so I can't.
You are cutting
I
in and out a bit, but
I think it's up with Discord servers.
yeah, it's
I think that's the
Okay.
thing.
yep.
Alrighty. Well, okay. So I'm not entirely sure what you guys said prior, apart from back to Stardew. So I was like,
I was just complaining about the amount of fluids that I drink and how often I'm in and out of the bathroom when I'm sick.
oh yeah, it
Isn't that a good
happens.
conversation?
Oh, wonderful. I'm so sorry I missed that. but anywho, but you were talking about the combat system. I haven't even got there yet. That's
oh.
yeah.
Really?
So like I said, I haven't even built a chicken coop yet, and I've been playing the game for like almost 6 hours now. But I mean, I haven't been bored with it. It's just like it's kind of nice that it doesn't give you everything at once. It's like, oh, I have something to look forward to, but I had this thing that I can work on right now. So
Yeah. I think that's probably like the best part of the game is like you can really, for the most part, you can play it whatever way that you want. There's no wrong way of playing it. This might be a spoiler. I don't think it is personally, but some people think, at least for the Harvest Moon games, the games end at 3 years. That's what that kind of thing is talking about. The game goes on past that. The game doesn't really actually end. So really, for the most part, you can do whatever you want. Like, if you just want to, like, dick around one day and just do whatever, that's totally fine. If you want to, like, go and farm all the things, that's fine, too. You don't really get punished. So, like, yeah. It leaves you up to do whatever you want. To explore if you want to, like, just focus on farming, to learn other, like, aspects of the game. I think that's really great, like, thing about it.
oh yeah. Well, also, kind of like I said, guys. Sorry, I keep bringing back Slime Rancher, but it's like the main thing I have to compare it to.
No, you're good.
You know, I complained with Slime Rancher that like within just a few hours, I was able to be so efficient that I was
Yeah.
able to basically have all the riches that I wanted. You know, and that's not the case in this game. You know, which can be annoying, but at the same time, it's a little bit rewarding when you're able to purchase something because you actually feel like you worked really hard for it. And it's not like I just kind of found almost like it's so easy it feels almost like a cheat, you know, and it's not fun anymore. You know,
Mhm.
if you just apply some strategy to it, then you can pretty much get as much resources as you want, but that's not the case in this game, and I appreciate that. So
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think even like the seasons itself is kind of like a limiter of that. You can't really go super efficient and just be like, I'm gonna plant this thing all the time until like I have a giant farm. Because at the end of every season it all goes away. Or most of it does at least. So you can't just be like, I'm gonna make something crazy and just stick with it. Kind of like what you can in Slime Rancher where you just like
Mhm.
you eventually get everything maxed out. And then it's like, ta-da, I'm done. Now what?
yep.
But-
And see, I that happened to me where it's like my ranch was awesome, like as upgraded as it could be, and I still
Yeah.
had like over half the slimes to discover, and I didn't even want to because I was like, what am I going to do? Bring them back and harvest the more expensive plorts, but I don't really even need those, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, what's the point? And almost like a dead end. So
Yeah, for sure. And also, these are like little mini games. They're a pain in the ass. If I was gonna actually complain about anything, I'm actually gonna complain about this. These are hard. Oh my god. One of them is so difficult. I spent I spent way too long trying to beat one of them. And then I was like, because I heard that you get a reward at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm gonna get the reward. What you get is a machine that lets you play the game. I was losing my mind. I was absolutely losing my mind. If there was anything whatsoever I complain about, it's these games. This one's not as bad. The other one's horrifying. I hate it.
That's funny.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's my one rant.
Oh man, that's funny. That's funny.
Oh man,
Is that all we have on Stardew Valley right now?
I think I'm good.
yeah,
done.
I'm good.
All right, so let's talk about an article that I shared with you guys.
Oh my god, let me pull up this article.
Yeah, I gotta pull this article up too. So this article, because this is a game about gaming for cheap. We're always on the lookout for deals, but we also have to look out for ethically sourced deals. So this is from Kotaku. This is the headline. You guys can look it up. Amazon temporarily sells pirated copies of popular PC games. So basically what happened was that somebody took the GOG installer, and Ren can help me make sure I'm being all prim and proper here. They took the GOG installer, repackaged it under a different seller on Amazon, and sold Frostpunk and Surviving Mars for like fractions of what it is.
That's pretty much it. They even included like the GOG specific like files in the like thing too.
Mm-hmm.
So like there's a file in there that's just like galaxy.ini or something like that. And like GOG's launcher is GOG Galaxy, and it's like, okay, yeah, definitely legit.
Definitely legit.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was one guy who bought it codependently wealthy. I think he's a Redditor. Bought one of the games and was sleuthing around in it. He found that it was basically just like the pirated launcher with installer with no uninstaller, and it was under Ace Media Group LLC was the publisher of these games. And there's some other like claims, I guess, in the article here. I guess, Ren, do you and I want to get our issues out of the way with the article before?
Yes, I definitely want to talk about this thing. Oh my god.
So
okay, you can go ahead and talk first.
Yeah, because mine's just a main digression from the point. But so in the article, and I'll read it verbatim. Amazon so far has said nothing, though some users have reported managing to get refunds. Kotaku reached out to Amazon for comment, but as of publishing, the ethically questionable inventor of fake holidays had yet to respond. By the way, the link that they have to that, they have underlined, it's a hyperlink. Ethically questionable inventor of fake holidays was linking to supply, or basically an article where they start listing supplies for the Prime protests that are happening in Europe. Now, I just want to point out real quick, Kotaku being owned by Gawker Media, or at least at one point owned by Gawker Media, during Gawker Media's worst ethical spat. Now, let me just put this out here. I am a media person. My education is in media. I spent a lot of time discussing legality and ethics in media and in journalism. Gawker and any Gawker property has no right to speak about ethics, seeing as they publicly outed a man as gay and then decided to basically post revenge porn of Hulk Hogan and then denied the request to not have it or to not take it down, and that subsequently got them sued and put up for sale, where they were bought by a guy for $3.25 million. I just want to point that out there, Kotaku. Pot, kettle, black. That's just me. That's just a digression. I just thought that was kind of funny. Talking about questionable ethics here. Yeah, Ren, I mean, me and you were talking earlier, though. You do have some other issues with the article.
Yeah, I actually have, I have an entire thing about this. Okay, so I believe that a consumer should actually have common sense. That seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to buy something, you probably shouldn't expect to buy a game for $4 that's not even marketed by that company at all. Like, Ace Media Group, LLC?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
What
Which is
does
such
that
a...
mean? I looked it up just now. It's a communications agency.
Yeah.
Why would they ever sell that? Okay, so obviously Amazon's not going to catch everything. They try to. They're obviously going to try to. I can almost guarantee things like this happen daily. And, putting the blame on Amazon's kind of a joke. In my eyes, it is. Because it's obviously, one, it's the person that bought it. You're dumb. You're just dumb. I don't know why you spent $5 on a thing that's not even from a company. Because you're all that seems like a good idea. I don't know. But, I can guarantee this stuff happens daily by, hundreds of cases, minimum. You can go, to any sort of thing, and you'll see somebody trying to sell the exact same thing on Amazon. Yeah. For, $20 lower than the actual person that's selling, the actual manufacturer of the product. It's everywhere. That's, the nature of the internet. A lot of things are from resellers or things like that. You should understand that you're not buying it from the actual manufacturer. If you're looking at a $40 game for $4 on Amazon, you probably shouldn't be buying it. And at least you should think about it and be who's selling this? Who?
Mm-hmm.
It took me not even a Google search to find out that it's a communications company.
Which, by the way...
Not a game development company at all. And it's why? I don't understand. I don't know. I don't think that Amazon should be on the burner for this at all. Yeah. I think, if anything, the consumer's dumb, Kotaku's trying to make money out of it. Yeah. And it's a meme.
I mean...
That's all I have.
I just want to
say... It's
a meme. The name, the Ace Media Group, is so generic, and I kind of laugh because it's so similar to one of my employers. It's so generic. It's this...
Well, what did you expect? We talked about this a little bit. I didn't know the name before. I was all watch it be Ghostmaster 69's trying to sell this title at $4. Are you gonna buy it? No, of course not. Why? So why the fuck are you gonna buy it from a media group called fucking Ace Media Group LLC?
Yeah. Now there are some issues where I guess towards the and they really needed to put this higher up in the article, but they say towards the end that other developers, developer Numation,
I think my dogs are barking, so I'm sorry about that.
Oh, we can't even hear it. You're fine.
Numination Games, who developed
Okay.
Xilma, XUILA.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I saw that.
Right, where they're
somewhere.
talking about how they couldn't seem to get Amazon to take the game down.
Right. Right.
Which I can see, like, that's something that Amazon probably needs to work on, is, you know, stop putting pirated games up. Or not stop putting pirated games down, but when it's brought to your attention by the developer, take those.
Yes.
Don't let those pirated games come up. When it's the developer themselves reaching out to you, you know, that is something that Amazon probably needs to work on, and they've rightly need to be called out for.
Yeah, I do agree with that. I think that the way that they're handling it, I'm not super surprised, because like I'm sure there's a lot of things that you have to do
Yeah.
to like really remove something from the shop. But at the same time, shouldn't they have their game on Amazon?
Yeah.
Like, shouldn't... Let me check that, actually. Because I don't know if Frostpunk even has their game on it. They should. I don't know why they wouldn't. But, like, wouldn't that in itself be like, you can't sell this game?
Yeah. And I
Because
guess
we already are selling it?
we should.
Yeah, by Merge Games.
Yeah. So we should, real quick, just as an idea, just kind of put it out here. We technically are Amazon affiliates, being
Yes.
on, being Twitch affiliates. I have an Amazon affiliation as well, because I like to sell my gear on Amazon.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think this is one of those situations where it's like, that doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
matter. We don't. None of
Technically-
us,
Yeah, technically being a Twitch affiliate makes you, like,
yeah. And
a
if you,
contracted person to Amazon. Technically,
Yeah.
we're contracted.
yeah,
so-
we're contractors to Amazon, so that's just something to put out there, because I did call Kotaku rightfully out on their ethics, seeing as they've also been blacklisted from attending industry events. So let me be the
Yeah.
bigger man
Yeah.
here and just
But-
say,
But also, that being said, even our contract doesn't necessarily say that we can't shit talk Amazon.
Yeah.
There's nothing like saying that whatsoever.
Yeah.
If we're partner, on the other hand, that's a different story.
mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
we're not.
but we're not
So
biting
we're
the
allowed to
hands
talk what we want.
Yeah, we're not biting the hand that feeds.
Yeah. I don't think Amazon's necessarily to blame. I think that the fact that it's taking so long to remove, well, that's just it, right? I actually don't know how long it's taking to remove this
Mhm.
from Amazon. They might have already removed it.
Yeah.
This
Well,
this
they-
is like a news source on gaming that's randomly attacking Amazon.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like the most reliable source. So I don't know. They could have already removed it. It's entirely possible.
So it says, 1 second. They did say that they basically closed down, like the listing is still up, but they can't go through the purchasing.
Purchase?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it says the offers are, well, there's a typo here. I'm assuming that says the offers are now marked. It says offers are no marked. I'm assuming that's just a typo. As currently unavailable and can no longer be purchased. Yeah, so I think the article is a little silly, but I mean, in terms of like, because I also want to discuss, Steam is the biggest game distributor in the world by leaps
Yep.
and bounds and by miles. Like, no one has anything on Steam, so I mean, in Amazon, it was actually announced today that Jeff Bezos is the richest man in modern history. Right? Amazon is one of the biggest companies in the world. So I guess I wanted to talk about how are we going to go about with Steam being so prevalent in the gaming market, and Amazon trying to get into gaming through Prime, Twitch Prime and stuff like that. Like, what do you guys see? Does Amazon
what are the
stand a chance?
expectations?
Yeah, what are the expectations, and does Amazon stand a chance? I mean, what services is Amazon going to have to offer in order to make?
Amazon's gonna have to offer a lot because
Yeah,
there's a lot that Steam has that I don't really. Okay, I'm a Twitch affiliate. I don't even use Prime. I have Prime, but I don't use the Prime launcher for games or anything like that.
Mhm.
I've never seen a reason to. It's not something I've done. The fact that I don't have a reason. I don't have a reason to move. I really don't. Like, the only reason I would move is, like, I could get a free game every once in a while. I think they're trying a good idea right now. I don't think it's the best. I mean, it's not a bad idea. But, like, Steam is already so ingrained in, like, the gaming community as, like, the go-to platform. Like, there are console gamers that have never played on PC that are all like, I know what Steam is.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely know what that is.
Mhm.
But, like, the amount of people that know what... I don't even know what the Twitch Prime launcher is. I don't know what it's called. And I fucking work for them.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
You know,
I do have the Twitch launcher.
Okay. What is it called, at
Um,
least? Because I don't know.
I mean, it's
I'm
just
being completely honest. I don't know.
You can install it from the Twitch website. It's just the Twitch app. I mean,
It's just the Twitch app? Is that...
yeah. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me open it here and see if I can't. Excuse me.
Because, like, even... Oh, get desktop. Oh, okay, it's a desktop download.
Yeah, it's
Twitch
just a desktop.
desktop.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I'll see if I can't share it on OBS. Real
I don't
quick.
know. I'm looking at its features, and it doesn't... It seems like it's all over the place. That's probably the biggest problem that I have with
Yeah.
it, is it seems like it's trying to be Discord and Steam and everything,
And
it's
Twitch.
like, that's not...
And
That's
like,
not what's going to work.
yeah.
and I have a
You have
bunch
to,
of
like,
games
pick
on
an
here.
actual...
I claim
Oh.
almost every game that I see on Twitch Prime because of course.
Right.
I'm paying.
Yeah.
I actually mainly use the Twitch launcher for my World of Warcraft mods
Oh yeah.
and add-ons. That's basically all I even use it for. So, you know, I mean, I don't know if that has anything to say for it, because I was like, oh, why? I like the Observer that, you know, I just claimed. That's the first game I've ever actually claimed using, you know, Twitch Prime.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm an affiliate, you know, so it's
Yeah.
like, and you were talking that everyone knows Steam. You know, my 10-year-old sisters who are wanting to get into gaming want to get a Steam account. They're like, I think we're old enough for a Steam account, you know, and they're referring to it as the Netflix of games, you know.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, it's so ingrained even in the people who aren't already a part of the gaming community. It's just kind of, you know, I don't know. It would be really hard, you know, and I kind of feel like if they're trying to branch it out into like becoming their own version of Steam, they're going to be wasting time and resources. I feel like they need to maybe put more effort into Twitch itself, because that's something that Steam doesn't necessarily have, if that makes sense. So, you know, I don't think that...
Guys in the chat were just saying the Twitch launcher was originally from Curse, and Twitch bought Curse.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
That makes
something
sense.
to talk about, and that maybe a lot of the infrastructure and the way that it's set up maybe not be Amazon's fault or Twitch's fault.
I'm gonna be honest, I almost feel like that's not even like a good purchase. I can't really... I don't know. Like,
I don't know anything about Curse, so...
Well,
the only thing that I've ever heard people use the Twitch launcher for, aside from the modding thing that you were just talking about, was for Prime games. That's it.
Yeah.
I've never heard anybody talk about it being used for, like, voice. And, like, Curse voice is, like, a thing. That was, like, an entire thing. But, like, I haven't heard
Was that basically
anything.
Discord before Discord?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before Discord took over the VoIP market,
Yes.
at least for gamers.
Yeah. I don't understand the point. I don't really get the point of the purchase. I think it's kind of a bad idea. I don't really know what they're planning on doing with it. I don't see a point of, like, just buying it just to buy it. Like, I don't know where they're going with it whatsoever. If they're trying to become, like, the main, like, Steam platform wannabe, like, okay, but
To me,
you even have more contenders than Steam. You got GOG Galaxy. You have what?
fell off of truckmart.com, which is
you
G2A.
have. Oh, I don't even. Oh my god, I will rant for a decade about G2A. But, like,
Oh, look, a credit
there's
card. I'm gonna
so
start
many
making money.
other things that you even have to fight with to even, like, attempt to compete with Steam. Like,
Yeah.
I think GOG Galaxy is probably, like, the next biggest, like, wannabe Steam platform. Not even a lot of people know what that is. Very few people know what that is.
Yeah.
I
But,
don't.
like, exactly, right? I just don't understand what they're really trying to go for. I feel like the purchase and, like, the concept just doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it. I feel like I honestly agree with Spec. I think if anything, they should get rid of that altogether. Maybe like keep. I don't mind the game thing. The game thing's fine, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm shocked that they're not partnering with other platforms to do that instead of just creating their own.
Mm-hmm.
Seems a little silly.
Well, what kind of
But-
stinks is that you can't get just the keys, right? Like,
Yeah,
I
Exactly.
learned this when I first started because I like having everything in one place, which kind of sucks that you can't do it with Twitch with the Twitch Prime games. But like, I tried to like create a shortcut in Steam to
like link to it.
And,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
and it doesn't like that. It doesn't let me
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah, I don't really know why they decided on that. It seems silly. I don't really get the point. I think their money is literally pretty much being thrown into a fire
Mm-hmm.
for a good majority of things.
Yeah.
The games that they're putting on are great. I've barely seen a game that like I've seen on that's like that's not good. That's garbage.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think some of these games are better than most of the games that you get in like humble monthly deals.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's cool. That's awesome. I like that. I don't understand the part about like they're trying to market themselves as. Let me check again. I don't really understand of having Twitch as a desktop application. That seems weird to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so many companies have done that anyways. Netflix, Hulu, they've all tried to do a desktop app, and their desktop apps never work as well as their browser apps.
Right.
Ever.
Right, exactly. Because the browser app is like actually developed for that. And then
Yeah.
like desktop apps are like, I need to get in on this market. But joke's on them, the market's an omega lol. So yeah, I don't really understand the point of that. Also, they're trying to market themselves as a voice service. And I get that because it's Discord, or not Discord, it's Curse. But at the same time, if you didn't buy that, like you wouldn't have to market that at all. I don't really understand the point of like packing all that together. It seems weird.
Yeah.
I don't really get it. I think
And
money
the
would
only
be,
way that I could see this like somehow working is like, for example, I used to want to get some games that weren't available on Steam, and I had to go to Origin, which I hated.
yeah,
So I feel like if maybe they focused on games like that, I would trust going and using the Twitch, launcher over Origin,
Yes,
but
I
they
would
don't
agree with
necessarily
that.
market themselves as that.
exactly. Yeah,
So.
I don't know. I think trying to beat Steam is a joke in itself. I don't think you're gonna do that.
Oh, yeah.
I think if you're gonna do that,
Yeah.
you're gonna do it by beating literally everybody else first. There's no way that you're gonna be able like,
Start
we're
from-
targeting Steam. It's
Starting
like,
from the bottom now. But
yeah,
I mean,
they don't care
But we
at
do.
all. I can almost guarantee that.
But we do need to see. I think we do need to see that competition, though. I don't want to see Steam being
Oh, yeah.
as the single juggernaut that it is.
For sure.
And being,
I definitely
like,
agree with
untouchable.
that. Yeah.
Right.
I don't think it's untouchable. I just think that like Twitch is targeting all the wrong aspects if they're trying to make a competition with Steam. That seems
Yeah,
silly.
exactly.
I don't
And this
really
is probably
understand.
like another conversation for another time, but like with Twitch is known as the streaming platform,
Mhm.
and there's other streaming platforms that are kind of coming out of the woodwork right now, like
Oh, yeah.
Mixer. And so I feel like they need to kind of protect their home turf a little bit more before they kind of go after someone else's, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So maybe like put more resources into the actual streaming aspect of it instead of trying something new. That that's like I said, that's a whole nother conversation. But I just feel like they're working hard in all the wrong places right now. If that's what they're focusing on.
I 100% agree.
And
I think that
maybe-
like
And maybe
I don't
Twitch
know.
needs to start working on their terms of service and enforcing it in a proper way.
God, oh my God, that is like its own problem in itself.
Oh my
We have 1,000 different things to talk about with Twitch TOS, everything that
I
there
thought
is
about
about
making
anything.
a TOS emote because it's that much like.
Yeah.
Can it be
man.
TOS equals POS? Just three
It's
parts.
just-
3 parts. TOS equals.
I don't know.
Oh,
There's-
man.
It's so vague. That's literally. I'm just gonna leave it at it's so vague. That's it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm sticking with this. We could
Yeah.
talk about this at another time, but like in terms of like the Twitch app, I don't get the point. Really, it doesn't make sense to me. I think that they should definitely be putting money into their infrastructure on Twitch because I don't know if you guys knew this. While the like Discord servers were going down and everything like that, Twitch servers were also going down.
Mhm.
which doesn't make a lot of sense. And I know this is probably a lot of people are going to be like, no, there's no way they're connected. But Twitch dashboard, subs, bits, everything like along those lines were breaking at the same time that Google's infrastructure was. And I think that's silly because Amazon has their own cloud servers. And why? How ridiculous could that possibly, like, they have to be correlated in some way, right?
Right.
Like, it really has to be, like, even a little bit correlated. It might not be, like, the thing that they use, but I'm sure, like, a lot of, like, tiny backend things that, like, all connect together, connect to, like, Google's cloud service. That makes sense. But, like, it just seems ridiculous in itself. I don't know. I feel like they need to work on their infrastructure. The fact that, like, the dashboard right now looks disgusting. I hate it. I really do. Like, it doesn't even fit in its own screen, like in its own window, and that just seems silly in itself. We've experienced way too many downtimes recently.
Twitch API breaks a lot. Where
Yes.
like Meeseeks on everyone's Discords
Yes.
won't work for a while.
Oh my god, yes. That's a thing. I don't know. I feel like the infrastructure of Twitch is like cracking, and I need them to fix it. I need it. Oh
Please.
I
man,
need it.
man, yeah. Oh my god, I don't know.
Um,
There's just been way too many, like, they've randomly went down over, like, the past 2 months more than they have in, like, the 4 months prior to that.
yeah.
And it's like, why? What is happening?
What?
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand.
All right.
That's my thought on that.
Yeah, I think we got off course a little bit, but I think we can bring it back here. Q&A. Guys, I'll give you guys a little bit of time to come up with some questions about any of the games that we played or anything that we talked about. And we'll start answering some questions. So, yeah,
go for it.
guys, get your questions in there. Clickety clack, clickety clickety clack, clickety 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 clack, 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 clickety clack. That's me typing out my question.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, man. How good is the question? Is it really good?
It's really good. Question from Dragon Master 57. Have you covered Fury? If so,
Oh,
will
okay.
you?
That's actually what I was planning on doing next week.
Fury?
It's literally the exact game. Yeah, that game is dope. I actually really like that game.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, for sure.
Fury, is that Viking inspired?
It's no.
No?
It's like
Okay.
a boss fighting game.
Yeah, I'm talking
It's a
about
lot of dueling.
I'm talking about the
aesthetic?
art style and the aesthetics. Is
No.
it Viking? No.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's not. Yeah. That game is really good though. I don't know. It's like in its own weird thing. I would almost say it's like relatively cyber. I'm not gonna say cyberpunky.
Okay.
It's like very technological.
Okay.
I guess
Okay.
that's probably the best way that I can put it. Yeah.
Let's see. Stale Holland, have you considered being a professional impressionist? Your clacking skills are really good. I know.
See, the trick is he's not actually even saying the sounds. He's literally just using his keyboard. He's really good.
Just really good.
Oh man.
Question. Why are you guys all so attractive? Don't answer that. Real question. A game you guys covered earlier reminded me of another. What are your thoughts on Hob? Or HOB?
I haven't played it yet.
Hob.
I haven't played it
yet.
either.
I have
Yeah.
no idea what Hob is.
Me neither.
Vex is actually
Let's
from
see.
my stream. She's recommended it to me like a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I have it on my wish list. I'm planning on getting it. I don't know when though.
Yep.
Yeah, but I will play it eventually. It's gonna happen.
And was that related to what the Hyperlight Drifter?
I think so. I think it was.
Okay.
I can't
So
remember.
it's probably another top-down pixel style.
I have seen
action
only a
game?
little bit of that game.
Okay.
I really have. I don't know.
I'll have to look it up
I've
real quick.
seen the title screen and a teeny bit of gameplay.
I'll have to look it up real quick. Hob
Oh.
game. Oh, I'm getting staticky. Yeah, that looks like a very interesting game. It has the yeah, this definitely looks like it's done by Runic Games.
I feel like I've heard of them before. For something else, I don't remember what though.
Let me see what they've done. Runic Games.
Oh, Torchlight and Torchlight 2. That's right. Yeah.
Okay. You are right.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
right.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Dragon. Oh, I'm sorry. I was. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind.
Any other questions? Anything else, guys? Oh,
And Dragon. Yeah, I definitely have to agree. It is definitely not the easiest game. I didn't even beat it. I got like halfway through it. I really enjoyed it, but like, I think the one thing I had a problem with about that game, and it's only one, and it's not even really a fault of the game, is that I didn't feel a need to like keep playing it when I stopped. Because I was like, oh, I'm stuck on this boss, I'll stop and I'll do it later. And then like next day I'm like, I'm fine, I'll move on. That's for me personally. I don't even really know why, to be honest. Like I don't have that experience with Dark Souls or anything like that. But with that game specifically, yeah, I was having that issue. Don't know why though.
sorry, guys. I gotta respond to a message here.
No, you're all good.
Sorry.
Nope,
Okay,
you are all good.
games or questions. Yeah, do we have any other questions, guys?
I'm ready for it. Lay it on me, chat.
Probably have time for like one more good question.
Oh, actually, have you guys played Elder Scrolls Online?
I
have not.
I have.
How is it?
It's all right. If you want more Skyrim that isn't Skyrim,
Yeah.
that's gonna be your option. You can play it
Okay.
single player. I've been hard pressed to find anyone to play it with. So yeah, that's kind of been it with Elder Scrolls Online. I got up to like level 35 as a Khajiit Nightblade. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I don't have too many opinions. I mean, it just feels like Skyrim, you know. But you get to be in different places.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I don't know. I remember hearing that it was like really bad at the start. Like when it
Yeah,
first
I
got
heard that
released, it
too.
was horrible. But apparently they like really made it a lot better. I don't know. I know a couple people that play it and they love it.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting here like, didn't that game die? Wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I.
Go ahead, Spec.
Oh, I was just saying that I probably will give it a chance at some point, but Skyrim is kind of my I don't feel like playing with people game, so
Yeah.
that kind of defeats the purpose for me. But
Yeah.
that's about it.
Someone did have a question. CL Holland, have you guys exploited the hell out of the Steam sale? Steam sale ended on the 5th of this month, I believe.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what are your guys' spoils from the Steam sale? I didn't pick anything up. I've been getting stuff from Twitch Prime.
Let me check, actually, because I think
Yeah,
I picked up
I'm
a
looking
couple
at
of
mine too.
things, but I'm not entirely sure.
I didn't get a lot myself, but I did definitely get more than I usually do.
You know what I did do, though? And it's not the Steam sale, but it's the Prime Day sale. Oh my god. I got a $170 mic for $100 off. I was so happy.
Ooh.
It's a mic that I've been staring at for months. I don't have the equipment to use it, but I have it when I do get the equipment, and I'm just sitting here like, I have never once seen this mic on sale. I'm grabbing it.
Mm-hmm.
This is mine now.
I was
Oh, man.
really tempted to get a Vive Pro. Like, I was really thinking about it.
Oh, how much were they?
I think they were about 700, but
Ooh.
I don't know about how they normally are. But I think the kit is normally like 1100, but I don't know if that included the kit. But apparently, a lot of people were talking about how it was on sale, so I'm sure it was at least a little bit cheaper. But I like checked, and that's how much it is on the actual site. So
Mhm.
I don't know, but because like my PC's VR ready, but I don't
Right.
got that money. I'm not
Yeah.
VR ready.
Yeah.
My wallet's
Yeah.
not VR ready.
No, I agree.
But-
That was what I built my computer for. I was like, I'm gonna get it like VR ready. That's my end game. And then like I got it built, and I'm like, I'm broke. I don't have money for that. Mm-mm.
Uh,
Oh,
1 in 5 headset. Only our Skyrim Saber Beats.
God.
Anyhow, Steam is not cooperating with me, but I do know I got Slime Rancher when it was on sale. So
Mm.
I think the one thing I might have picked up was BioShock, maybe? I don't know.
I got that too.
Oh, yeah.
I also
definitely picked that
got let's see. I got Fable because I've actually never played it.
That game is incredible. Sorry. That game is amazing. Love that game.
Yeah, I forgot what it was called. But I got a horror game as well for like $2 because I was like, why not?
Man. What else did I get? I think I got something else, but I don't remember what. Oh, I got Face Rig. That's right. Yeah, I still need to figure out what the fuck I'm even gonna do with it. I have no idea.
That's kind of been my issue with when it comes to Steam sales. Is like I buy so many games and I just never play them. Like if I look at my library, most of them are from Steam sales. Dishonored, which I haven't gotten past the 2nd level. Let's see what else.
I couldn't get into that game. I just couldn't. I don't know why. People love it, and I was just like, eh.
Also got gifted the Mass Effect series, but I didn't get that myself.
Stalker Call of Pripyat I got on Steam sale. Saints Row the 4th got on Steam sale.
Oh, don't play that game. That game is garbage. I'm sorry.
This War of Mine I got on Steam sale. I uninstalled that.
I think that game is amazing.
I mean, it was good. I just wasn't interested in it at the time.
Yeah.
And then Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor I picked up, and I have it installed, and I'm going to play it sometime. I'm going to play Shadow of Mordor sometime. It's kind of like my game when D&D sessions aren't a thing. When D&D sessions like fall through, that's going to be my game, because it was Skyrim when my D&D players fell through. I was playing Skyrim in place of D&D. Now it's probably going to be Shadow of Mordor, because I'm tired of Skyrim. I've played enough Skyrim. So I got to kind of keep something in the fantasy Dungeons & Dragons range, but still got to do something else.
Try Kingdom Come Deliverance. I am absolutely loving that game.
Yeah.
If you like fantasy, it is incredible, but it's not fantasy. It's more medieval, but minus the magic.
Right.
So I guess it's like if you're into super D&D, then it might not be for you. But if you are like a medieval history buff, it is excellent. So
cool. All right. Any other spoils of war you guys have had, or we can?
Honestly, it was. I didn't even really buy that much stuff on the Steam sale. I think I don't think I really buy things on the Steam sale anymore. For the most part.
Yeah.
It's super rare for me now.
Well, and I've gotten so much from Prime. I have like 20, 30 games on Prime that that I need to start kind of going through. I got Banner Saga, and I have Banner Saga 2. I still haven't beat Banner Saga. I still have to beat that, and then Banner Saga 2 I'm going to start up on too soon. So yeah. Yeah.
And Eggy, I have to agree. Humble, oh my god. Humble's great.
Yeah.
I think if there was something that was going to compete with Steam, but they don't even compete. They're literally like besties with Steam.
Yeah.
They're besties with everybody. But I would recommend always purchasing your stuff from Humble, or checking Humble first before you do anything.
Yeah. Yeah, so anything else, guys? Otherwise, I think we can call it good.
I think I'm good. I think we've pretty much covered everything.
All right, well,
I got food waiting for me. I'm ready.
No, yeah. Do we want to go ahead and, I don't know, start plugging away? Who wants to do their shameless plugs first?
So Wendy's.
so Wendy's. Sup? Listen.
Oh man.
Podcast here. We have a guy who hasn't had Wendy's before. You got two people who really love Wendy's.
Oh yeah. Let me just label facing out.
Yeah. So Wendy's. We can send our boy Ren. Wait, that way. You can send our boy Ren.
Send me a sandwich.
Send him a sandwich.
Please.
Let me point to Ren. There we go.
There we go. That guy right there.
I love you.
Hi,
Ren.
Ren.
That guy right there.
Hi. Wait. This way? Am I doing the wrong way?
Is it working?
No. Oh, yes. Okay. Hell yeah. This way. Hi.
Hi.
All right.
So yeah, guys, Wendy's. Let's get this on. Let's get it on. Um,
Oh man.
so yeah, who wants to plug away? What's going on in your guys' channels this coming week?
So, I guess I'll go first.
Go for it.
Ladies first.
As most of you guys know, I am okay. Ren, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
All right, but anywho, I do channel art. I have a website, spectissa.com. Pretty easy to remember. But on my channel right now, I am playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, and like Dragon Master said in chat, I am rather obsessed with it right now because it is everything I've ever wanted in a medieval RPG, and it's incredible. So I'm probably going to be playing that a little bit more tonight. So I'm probably going to take about a 30-minute break after the podcast and then be online on my own channel. But my thing is emotes and medieval RPGs and fantasy stuff. So that's what I do. But most of you guys know that. So, Ren,
Well,
take it
hi.
away.
Hi, I'm Ren. I play video games.
Okay, no, I'll talk normal. Hi guys. So I'm gonna be playing some DBD tonight. That's gonna be in probably like half an hour or something like that. This week though, I'm playing BioShock. I'm planning on doing like an entire BioShock like marathon. That's gonna be the plan. So I'm gonna finish up BioShock 1, 2, and then start up and hopefully finish Infinite. BioShock Infinite, not Infinity. Duh. But yeah, that's gonna be my plan for like the next couple weeks.
Okay.
So yeah, feels good. That's it.
Yeah, going on my channel. Stream tomorrow night. Taking probably a week off of Dead by Daylight because I've been getting salty with it. So probably gonna be playing some Dauntless, maybe some more Darwin Project, kind of depending on how my throat is because I can't play Darwin Project if my throat is dead. Sunday, 10 a.m. Central Time. Hopefully we'll be doing some DBD, or not DBD, Dungeons and Dragons, some D&D. And we'll be back by Monday then. And then Tuesday, 7 p.m. with these wonderful folks right here. Go follow them. Go follow them on Twitch if you guys haven't seen them before.
That's me. I'm one of those guys.
The handsome gentleman right there, handsome gentleman there, and then
right there.
handsome lady right there.
Right here.
My beard.
Yeah, guys. I'll let you guys continue plugging as I get someone lined up for a quick raid or a quick host.
Oh, I have a Twitter, but I don't use it.
Oh, that's
I have a
right.
Twitter.
I did make a Twitter. I did make a Twitter account for the podcast. I also have a Discord. You guys can come into the Discord and check things out. There's the link there.
I almost
What's going on there?
want to reject all it because he's all like, unless you say hello before the stream ends. But part of me is just like, what if I don't say hello, and he just does it anyway?
What?
Does that count as a win? He said he wouldn't follow unless if I told him. Hi. Hello. Howdy. How you doing?
Oh my goodness.
How you doing?
1 second. I do have Twitter up for it. You guys can look it up. It's at Next to Nothing Show, I believe. Let me double check. At NTN Pod for Twitter. So go ahead and follow us there. Other information that I'm going to be getting out here soon is the YouTube channel is up. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with the podcast host because it still wants to do things from the first iteration of this podcast. So I'm going to try to find that, figure out that issue. Hopefully, maybe it's even already fixed, and I just haven't checked the email. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, guys, we're going to go into a good friend of mine, a nice Australian gentleman by the name of Luz_Therin. So... Beck. I'm trying to figure out what's up with the podcast host too. Oh, you make me feel bad. You make me feel bad.
Oh, that's brutal.
You want
Ouch.
to know how bad this is? How bad? What's wrong with me? Is I forgot to hit the start recording option on OBS.
No.
But it's okay because this is saved. This is saved and it's connected to the YouTube channel, so I can just steal it from the YouTube channel. I am a genius. I have backups. Don't worry about it. Bye, guys. All right,
Hi.
win and lose. I knew